Guys, the PBA Tour is on fire, and I am not just talking about the scores from the cheetah pattern this week. Tom Clark has talked about how viewership has been up, and that is great for our sport. And for me personally, I have been a huge fan of watching some of these non-household names making it onto these shows. Sure, I've got my favorite bowlers. Just like in any sport, you've got the teams that you're fans of, that you want to see win every week. Sure, there are guys on the national tour I just love to watch and would love to see them on the show. But seeing some of these regional bowlers making these shows has just been outstanding to watch. Think back to how it all started this year with the Players' Championship in Wichita. You got Ryan Barnes, a Wichita State bowler who ends up making the show and winning his first couple matches before losing to the eventual champion, Bill O'Neill. Crowd favorite, son of a PBA Hall of Famer. Of course, he's got a lot of talent, but and people know his name, but he isn't a PBA National Tour guy. He is a guy who has to go through PTQs. He has to work his way up, and he has done so, and he is really performing at the highest level. Then you move on to the Just Bear Indiana Classic. You had Benji Martinez, who goes crazy during a 5-game set, ends up making the step ladder, and he ends up bowling against Zach Wilkins, two people going against each other who had to fight their way through PTQs. And speaking of Zach Wilkins, what has he done this year other than cash in every single event that he's been in? He is currently 8th in the point standings. I mean, the guy is doing great. He's even earned his way onto a PBA Elite League team. And speaking of point standings, then you got Boog Kroll. I mean, this is a guy who I've seen win multiple regional championships last year. He comes out of nowhere. He almost makes the US Open show, and he ends up winning the Delaware Classic. I know some people thought that, he had some not so great strikes, some Brooklyn strikes in that event, but that was a tough shot, and a lot of the bowlers weren't doing particularly well, and he bowled well all week to earn his way onto the show, and he did what he needed to do to win that event, and it was super exciting to see that. Then you got D-Ron Booker. He comes in and wins the Masters. This is a guy I had the pleasure of actually bowling alongside in one of the regionals last year. Super awesome guy, and it was so fun to watch his run. Not only did he make the brackets, but he ends up sweeping the brackets all the way through to get the #1 seed, wins the entire event. Other names that have also been doing well, you got Justin Knowles, Graham Faw, you've got Patrick Dombrowski, who his name keeps popping up on a leaderboard week after week. These are guys that are just coming out of nowhere and doing such an awesome job. The latest one, though, is the current World Series of Bowling, and they just did the Cheetah Championships, and you've got 3 of the 5 names coming out of nowhere, being, you got Alec Keplinger, you got Dio Bernard, and you got Mikey Slaybaugh. Speaking of Mikey Slaybaugh, do y'all remember when I posted this video about 3 months ago? If you didn't see it or if you don't remember, this is what I said about Mikey.
Number 1, Straight Off the Hook.
Straight Off the Hook is a smaller channel with only about 2,600 subscribers and features tournament vlogs by Mikey Slaybaugh. I feel that this channel is only small because he is not yet a household name, but don't be surprised if you start seeing him on some national tour events in the near future. I called it. I knew that he was going to start making some shows, and he is going to be on the show next week for the Cheetah Championship. Mikey is an outstanding bowler. I'm so excited to see him making this final, and I don't believe this is going to be the last time that we see him. He's going to become more of a household name, I believe, down the road. As a regional bowler myself, I've had the luxury of bowling with many of these guys just in the past year alone. I bowl in the Southwest region. I've competed against Ryan Barnes, Zach Wilkins, Boog Kroll, D-Ron Booker, Alec Keplinger, Dio Bernard. All these guys are big-time names in the Southwest region that I've seen. Many of them have won regional titles in that particular region. And I think that there are many, many excellent bowlers in all of the regions who have the talent to be the next regional player to work their way into the national stage. This year has given all of the regional bowlers who put in the time at least hope that they can make it. And it's also given hope to all of the younger bowlers out there who have a dream of becoming a professional bowler, that they too can work hard and make it. So I know that next year they're talking about doing the PBA trials and expanding the number of exemptions, but as long as there are PTQs, there's a chance for regional bowlers like myself and for younger bowlers who are going to be coming out to make a dent just like they are this year. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.